honed his baseball skills while growing up in Alabama. He is best known for breaking Babe Ruth's record of 714 home runs, ultimately hitting 755, a record that stood from 1974 to 2007. During his career, Aaron was a member of the Milwaukee and then Atlanta Braves for 21 seasons and made the National League All-Star team every year from 1955 to 1974. He won 3 Gold Glove Awards for outfield, and his lifetime records for most runs batted in and most extra base hits still stand. Aaron was elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame in 1982 with 97.8% of the votes cast. In 2002, he received the Presidential Medal of Freedom, the nation's highest civilian honor.
Sponsored by the Alabama Bicentennial Commission, the ABA, and this station.
All across the nation, we are here for our communities.
We're doing our part to get supplies where it's needed in order to fight COVID-19 together.
Got to do what we got to do, helping the people that did lose their jobs and lost their income, and now they don't have money for their food.
It feels good to be out there to assist our community with what we're dealing with. It's what you sign up for as a soldier.
We will not rest until the mission is complete.
Each one of these soldiers, once they received the call, they understood that all hands were on deck. This goes to the core of what citizen soldiers do.
We are your Army National Guard.
I would like our friends and family to know that your National Guardsmen are always ready and always there.
Always ready, always there. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more. Sponsored by the Alabama Army National Guard. Aired by the Alabama Broadcasters Association and this station.
Exclusively on ESPN Plus, UFC 265, Saturday, August 7th.
The Black Beast!
Derek Lewis takes on undefeated Cyril Gane for the interim heavyweight title, and Amanda Nunes,
the greatest women's combat sports athlete of all time,
defends her bantamweight title against Juliana Pena.
2 championship fights. Here we come, Houston.
UFC 265, Saturday, August 7th at 10 p.m. Eastern. Buy it on ESPNplus.com/PPV.
WZZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi at this hour. Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson tested positive for COVID-19, according to Coach John Harbaugh. He tested negative for days until testing positive yesterday. Jackson's not practicing today. Sources tell ESPN's Jamison Hensley the Ravens will also be without running back Gus Edwards. He tested positive for COVID-19 and will miss the start of training camp. Packers GM Brian Gutekunst today spoke with reporters, said the team continues to work through things to finalize that rework deal with quarterback Aaron Rodgers. The deal contains concessions that Green Bay hopes will convince Rodgers to return for at least one more season. Rodgers expected to be on the field for the first practice of camp today. It's not known how much he'll do. Rodgers will address the media after practice. Both signed right tackle Braden Smith to a 4-year, $72 million extension, reports ESPN's Jeremy Fowler.
Log on today, 977ESPN.com.
From the WZDX Pinpoint Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. A fair mix of sunshine and cloud cover will actually make for a pretty pleasant Friday across North Alabama, southern Middle Tennessee. Temperatures climbing into the mid and upper 80s. Pretty confident that some of us could see the lower 90s. It'll be a bit hazy this afternoon. Air quality not the greatest for the most sensitive groups of people. Scattered showers and thunderstorms are going to be possible this afternoon. That activity is going to be hard to come by at the end of the day. Most of us probably going to stay dry. Temperatures dropping into the upper 60s and lower 70s through the overnight. Plenty of sunshine for your Saturday. Isolated showers possible. Temperatures hanging out in the upper 80s and lower 90s. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your home for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Follow us on Twitter. Subscribe to us on our YouTube channel and Twitch. Just search 97.7 ESPN. We are 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
You want coffee? Anybody want coffee?
Thom, can you get me off the hook? The tire's tired.
He ain't good looking, but he sure ain't shy. He's a northern bred, southern fed, slick talking guy. Listeners in his posse are the junkyard dogs. The SEC from Tennessee to calling them hogs. From Gainesville up to Lexington to the Titan Tiger Land. Nobody does it like Thom Abraham.
You want me on that wall. You need me on that wall.
testosterone high today.
Yeah, Tom's a man, he's got the plan, he's really got it made. What a wife he's got, she's smoking hot, check out the junkyard babe. When everything is said and done, no one can beat his show. He's a high-tech redneck, Tony Soprano. If you love sports without the fluff, he's got the master plan. 'Cause nobody does it like Tom Abraham, yeah.
I guess I'm on here. Am I on? Can somebody respond?
Yes, we are on, and it is, of course, Hump Day in the Doghouse. Glad that you are with us today. You know, we got a number of things to get into. I kind of got stuff piling up on the desk, as I do. You know, every couple of weeks we have to have like a purge show. I got a little bit of a purge show going on today. We would love to hear from you today. Due to the circumstances beyond my control, we have a lot of open room for you today in the radio show. So, you know, you want to jump in. This is going to be a good day to jump in. There's been a lot of talking points that have been developing over the last couple of weeks, obviously. A lot of big stories in the world of sports. So if you want to weigh in, today is going to be a good day to weigh in. The Braves have once again moved to within one game of 500 as the bats were alive last night.
Riley hits one deep down the left field line. Make it a grand slam. Austin Riley with a blast to left. An absolute no-doubter. And it's 10-1 Braves here in the fourth.
So as much as Ronald Acuna Jr. was a MVP candidate, and he was right near the top of the league in home runs and so on before his injury, the Braves are the same team after the injury as they were before. Look, I'm not saying that, Ronald Acuna Jr. is one of the brightest stars in the game going forward. But in the big picture, they're the same team they were before. They're a 500 team. They weren't winning more games before. They're not winning more games now. I mean, they're the same team before. Now, we'll see. Obviously, he was there for 90-some-odd games or whatever, or 80-some-odd games. But, here they are in that same position that they have been all along. And the division is the Braves' only way into the playoffs. Forget about the wild card. It's all about the division. Because they're 8 games back in the wild card. They're 4 back in the division. They're 8 games back in the wild card. They're now 50 and 51. The Phillies are a half a game in front of Atlanta as well. So it is definitely a 3-team race. Nobody else is going to threaten. It's a 3-team race now with 60 games to go in the season. Think about that for a second. 60 games to go in the season, which is how many games they played last year for the entire season. Think of how much baseball has happened already with this 101 games to this point. This really gives you a sense of just how short that season was last year and why that season cannot be compared to any other seasons. Whatever it is in that, we can't call that a regular World Series championship. We can't call those MVP records and a home run leader and all of that kind of stuff. Ronald Acuna Jr. was having a great year, and if this was last year, he's not even on the team for this season. That's why I say, God bless Freddie Freeman and the MVP. He was the MVP of the 60-game pre-playoff sprint, whatever you want to, the qualifying season, whatever you want to call that. 162 is tough. It's tough. What if that had been Freddie? Ronald Acuna played more than 60 games. Is he the MVP? No. You can't compare. I mean, it's as if you're looking at last year, it's just starting now. Look at all the baseball that has happened so far. Some of you are already fatigued by it. Now the 60-game season starts. Of course, Texas and Oklahoma to the SEC remains a hot topic, and what it means in the overall landscape of college football. And don't think that this deal still can't happen in 2022 or 2023 at the latest. I know that the official letter, which was very short, it was kind of funny to read it, really. It's like two sentences. Dear Mr. Commissioner, the University of Texas at Austin and the University of Oklahoma would like to request an invitation. It's almost kind of weird. I mean, do you ask for an invitation? We would like to request an invitation to join the Southeastern Conference. We think it'll be mutually beneficial for the universities and for the SEC. We look forward to hearing from you. I mean, it was the whole letter signed by the two presidents. Kind of weird, too. You know what I mean? Multiple schools that are bitter rivals kind of working together to make this happen. I mean, it's like, that's why the politicians in Oklahoma and the politicians in Texas are going nuts. And they're like, well, why would you conspire? Why would you work together with your bitter rival to do something like this? What are you doing? Well, it's all going to be a moot point. It's all going to be a moot point. Doesn't matter. It's going to be a moot point. Chad, can you boil that down to 2003 to 2011, which is what I was asking about? See if there's a way you can check that. I want to see what it was in the same number of years that they were since they've been in the league. I got an interesting stat for you. The records of all of the SEC teams since the last expansion of the SEC, conference records. And I'm interested particularly in Texas A&M. You know, what has it meant for them? Texas A&M, since they joined the SEC, are 42-31 in SEC play. So they joined in 2012. They've been in they played, 9 seasons, right? 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So they played 9 seasons in the league. 9 seasons. So their record in the... So which one is it? So you're telling me, look at what you put down there now. So you're telling me, I got to get Chad in here. Yeah, I know. Chad is... Chad, you know what? Chad does this to me on purpose, I think. I'm now believing that this is a Chad thing. I think he does this to me on purpose. I have made such a big thing about, both on the air and off, that Chad doesn't listen to the details. He's a pleaser. Chad is a pleaser. All right? Coach Grizz is a pleaser, which is a good thing to be. He's somebody that wants to, he wants to perform for you. So what he does is you ask him stuff and he doesn't really listen to the details. He just starts doing it. And so now it's become a thing. I try to be as detailed as possible, and now it just becomes a thing. But he's the crack research team. So I got a crack research team on that. But I'm going to give you the numbers of the rest of the teams because I think it's very interesting to see. Phone lines are open. Feel free to jump in. 256-576-4977. It's 256-576-4977. We also have the entire digital doghouse for you as well. That's our Twitter feed at Thom Abraham Show. And on Facebook, it's Thom Abraham Show. Your text window. Yeah, that looks about right. I think you got it now. Our text window is 7329TA Show. 732-982-7469. Great way to communicate with the show. The Zone is there on Twitter and Twitch and on Facebook at 97.7 ESPN, where you can watch the show as well. Our YouTube channel is 97.7 ESPN The Zone. You can like and subscribe there. Go to 977ESPN.com for links to all of that. And while you are at it, why don't you snag that app? That app is critical. You can put us in your pocket. You can take
it near. You can take it far. You can take it in your car. You can take it to a bar.
Yeah. You can take it everywhere. And then you'll get notifications about things like our great deal that is coming up on Friday for Bubby's Diner on zone deals where you can get $50 worth of Bubby's Diner for just $25. But, oh, wait, there's more. On Friday, brunch with the big dog at Bubby's. 10 to noon at Bubby's. Come on out, hang out with us, and get this. You come to the table, and you say the phrase that pays. I'm talking about. Give me the code, and I am going to hook you up with a $25 gift certificate to Bubby's from Chris at Bubby's, the owner there. While supplies last. You come, you say the phrase that pays. What is the phrase that pays? How you doing? No, that's actually it. That's the phrase that pays it. How you doing? You come to the table, you say, how you doing? And I give you a $25 gift certificate at Bubby's. While supplies last. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun just to get out there. Looking forward to that. All right. We do have a poll question on the Twitter machine today regarding how much of the Olympics that you are actually watching. The poll question is specifically, how much of the Olympics are you actually watching? As much as I can is getting 20%. I check in once in a while is getting 46%. When does it start? It's getting 33%. But, 46% of these are kind of checking in once in a while on the Olympics. And I wonder whether or not is week 2, like week 1, and they always talk about the ratings are down and everything. Week 1, is week 2 a bigger deal? One, you got the track and field, which we dominate. And we like watching stuff that we dominate. Let's be honest, right? I mean, we want to watch stuff we dominate. Plus, you get the gold medal stuff in, like, basketball, which we won last night by, and I think it was about 90. Maybe not. Oh, am I supposed to do a spoiler alert here? Am I supposed to tell you not to listen right now if you're it's a spoiler alert? We won big in basketball last night, and Simone Biles still isn't playing. Be cool if she was on the basketball team. She's 4'8". You know what I mean? Nobody has any expectations of her there, so maybe if she went and played on the basketball team, she wouldn't feel the weight of the entire world on her shoulders. We'll get into that. Coming up in this hour of the show, we do have a Caray's Corner. We'll talk some country hardball with Josh Caray of the Trash Pandas. And we'll see. I mean, I reached out to a couple of my guys. I talked to Michael Griffin this morning. He was going to come on, and then he had a conflict. He had a meeting he had to go to. Get a former Texas player's take, on the Texas situation. He'll join us sometime this week. But, we'll see. Something may fall out. Something may not. That's all right. Chad and I will carry this thing. Because you know why? He's over there in that glass room. He's playing the platters that matter in the stacks of wax. He's doing the crack research. Fired up for the U.S. Olympic team. Coach Rick.
Do you know who I am?
Who in the blue hell are you?
I'm the producer of this show. If I didn't step up, you're nowhere. I put this thing together out of spit and pollen.
I'm telling you, there's an embarrassing press conference in that kid's future.
You don't ever say that to me. Bullcrap.
There won't be any misinformation. There won't be any false statements. There won't be any hearsay.
How come there ain't no Puerto Ricans on Star Trek?
You ask me those kind of questions, it really pisses me off.
Thom, can you get me off the hook? For old time's sake.
You ask a question every week that I don't know anything about.
I don't know how to say this, so I'm going to choose my words very carefully. I think you're a psycho.
You do what everybody else in media does, just create some and throw it on the wall and see what sticks.
I ain't gonna be buried. I want a taxidermist to stuff me. Say hello to my
Hey, Grace, you know who the first person to show up at Patriots training camp on the practice field yesterday was?
Mac Jones.
Mac Jones.
Yeah. I think he's been like that. I think he's been like that all like the whole time he's been there.
He's the first guy at practice today. Crowd goes nuts as number 50 comes on the field. I don't know if he's going both ways. Maybe he's playing linebacker and quarterback. I'm not sure. But he was the first guy on the field. And by the way, their practice fields there in New England, wherever they practice, in Boston, they have grandstands up, and the grandstands are packed as people are watching practice.
Good.
Why can't we go to Tennessee Titans practice? No fans allowed at Titans practice this year, but yet the Patriots, with Bill Belichick, who you'd think is more paranoid than anybody in the world, they've got thousands of fans at their practice, yet nobody can go to Titans practice. What is up with that?
It's crazy because I think literally half their entire team of the Patriots literally they opted out last year because of COVID and everything going on. So
I don't know if it was half.
Well, it was a good bit. It was like 9 or 10, but it was 10. It was 10 good guys, or at least backups. And hey, when we're looking at this now, we're just kind of going in the right. We're going in the right direction. The only problem I have with the NFL is the low vaccination rate among the Washington football team and other teams only being only like 5 teams being 90% vaccinated. So you kind of hope
there's 14 teams at 85%. That's
okay.
The threshold.
And I think there's at least 5 at 90 or something.
Yeah, but what they're shooting for is 85. So there's 14 teams that have hit the 85% mark. According to the NFLPA, and this was surprising to me, 80% of the players are vaccinated. I didn't realize that it was that high. 80% are already are across the whole league are vaccinated. It's just there are certain teams that are at 65, 70%, including Washington, which is kind of weird, you know what I mean, that they would be that way, because they were one of the teams that were the most aggressive about staying healthy last year. You know what I mean?
My thing is, it's like, I get it. Maybe the majority or maybe that percentage is like, looks like the alarm system is going off here. But that the majority of them might be backups or third stringers or maybe on the scout team. That's the problem that I have. I don't have a problem with that. I have a problem with people like Cole Beasley and people that are actually starters within the team that are not wanting to be vaccinated and putting their team at jeopardy.
Yeah,
guys that actually know the plays.
Yeah, that's a good point because they've got like 90 guys.
Sorry, the alarm's going off. I don't want to leave it on.
Yeah, I'm not even hearing that.
Oh, you don't hear it? Really?
Oh, there it is. Yeah, but you got to remember, I'm hard of hearing.
I'm sure everybody else heard it.
Why is the alarm going off?
You're hard of hearing, or you just don't listen?
No, I listen. I'm you got to understand, I've been wearing headphones for 35 years.
Yeah.
As a coach and then as a broadcaster. Years. I live with headphones on. You know what I mean? It's crazy. I wear headphones now to watch TV with my wife. I got to put headphones. I wore headphones since I was 26 years old. Wore headphones as a coach. Wore headphones in the radio. Now I got to wear headphones to watch the TV at night.
Yeah, I can't wear ones in my ears. I have weird wrestling ears, so I can't really keep them in my ear for very long.
I have ones that have this little. Hookies that go around the back of your ears, and they go. I use those when I watch my tablet. Like we'll sit on the porch, she'll read, and I'll watch a game on the porch, and I wear those headphones. But then when I go to bed, I literally wear these things called TV ears so that the TV doesn't have to be real loud because she's got ears like an eagle, and I can't hear nothing. So I put the headphones on. They're like a stethoscope style headphones. I wear those, and then she falls asleep at like 9:30, 10 o'clock, and then I watch whatever I can watch for another hour.
Yeah, I usually have a set of noise canceling ones that I can watch. They're Bluetooth, so I'm set.
Let me go Wolverine Dan in here. I haven't heard from him in a minute. Wolverine Dan, welcome to the show. How are you?
Well, I just got back from the motherland, brother, and I'm in the midst of cooking 4 maple link sausages from Detroit, from the place called Dearborn Sausage. These things are heaven, man. They're about the size of an ear of corn. That's how big they are.
Now, you don't actually go right into Detroit, do you? I mean, you're outside of Detroit when you go home.
Yeah. It's right on. It's basically, you can call it Detroit, Wyoming, and Michigan Avenue. You know what Michigan Avenue is, so. Yeah,
is that 8 Mile? Is that 9 Mile or 8 Mile or what do they call that thing? Mile?
No. You can take any of those miles going east, and you're going to run right into Detroit.
Yeah.
It's all good. Hey, listen, I found out while I was up there, man. How about the draft? It's never been done. I think 4 or 5 players from what school?
Well, it was 3. I think 3 in the top. He's talking about the NHL draft. There were 3 Michigan players picked, I think, in the top 5 picks or the top 10 picks. 3 of them were Michigan players. It's never happened before in the NHL draft where 3 players from the same school were picked in the first round, and there were 3 Michigan players that were picked. Now, wasn't Michigan not allowed to play in the Frozen Four because of the COVID? Didn't they get the COVID, and they were kicked out of the tournament, right?
Hey, you know, when a governor like Gretchen Wilson, what do you expect?
That's not her name. Gretchen Wilson?
Yeah, I don't know. Gretchen
Wilson is a country singer.
I don't know what her name is. It could be, as far as I'm concerned, it could be Sea Hag. That's what she is, anyway. Yeah. With that said, hey, listen, I'm excited, my friend. We're looking real good in the hockey. Detroit, we picked up some quality of a left winger, defenseman, and a really good goalie. And I think Eiserman, he's going to get this team straight. You watch.
They should have fired a coach. It's so obvious that you've been in Michigan, though. You come back talking hockey. You know, we got Texas and Oklahoma coming to the SEC, and there was rumors that Michigan and Ohio State were thinking about the SEC, and here you are coming back talking hockey.
Well, you know what? I heard about that Oklahoma and Texas thing. I'm not pleased about that. I prefer them to be in my conference because our conference is really weak right now. We could use some quality teams as far as I'm concerned. You know, we're probably going to get Kansas, which is nothing. I mean, for basketball, yeah, but football.
It's good for basketball. And if you get Iowa State, that's good for Iowa. You know what I mean? You have kind of like that'll be a good thing, I think, if it's Iowa State and Kansas. We'll see what happens there.
Yeah, but you guys load up with the best teams in the Big 12, and you guys are, I mean, come on. You know what you're doing? You're stacking the deck. No one's going to beat the SEC anymore. Come on. It is what it is.
Well, that's the way that's the way they're rolling right now. And it wasn't them. They didn't reach out to Texas and Oklahoma. Texas and Oklahoma reached out to them. They asked for an invitation.
Well, you blame them? You blame them? I mean, come on now. SEC's a juggernaut, not only in football, but just finances in general. They make they get paid a lot of cash to be on TV. So, yeah, you know what? All I know is this: T-minus maybe a minute and a half, and these maple sausage links are going to be in my belly.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what; those are good. That maple syrup sausage or whatever they call it out of Michigan, pretty good stuff.
It's like butter. And I also picked up a 12-pack of Altus. You know what Altus is?
No.
Yeah, it's Altus, Pabst. LeBlat's, Black Label. Stroh's, come on, you know all of those are.
Oh, yeah. I know what Stroh's is. Yeah, right.
Yeah, okay. All right. Well, you know what they say? If you had a bud, called Schlitz.
Hey, by the way, did you get the invitation to? They're having a thing for Wolverine or for Gator Ron in Winchester on Saturday. Did you get that deal? I mean, it's for
it's somewhere up in Tennessee, isn't it?
It's in Winchester. It's the same church where the funeral was. They're having like a little celebration. It's for the people really that didn't get to go to the funeral. You and I went to the funeral, so I think the people that didn't go to the weren't allowed to go to the funeral because they weren't family or whatever. Yeah, they're having this.
Ginger mentioned that to me. Yeah. I think I went up there for the funeral. Of course we did because we saw.
You were there. Yeah, we saw. We sat together. Yeah, you knucklehead.
Gotcha, brother. Yeah. All right, man. Well, let's just fly. I'll get back to the sausage.
Appreciate you. Yeah, get back to your sausage. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. It was good to get updated from Wolverine Dan. He went to the motherland. But I don't understand. He loves Alabama. I mean, he talks lovingly about Michigan. He wouldn't move back there, though, would he? Would he go back there for summers, maybe? And Michigan in the summertime. I've never been, by the way, but I hear so many things, and I know some great fishermen that are from Michigan, and Michigan in the summertime is supposed to be spectacular. Well, New York in the summertime is spectacular for about 20 minutes. It's great. All right, let's get a break. When we come back, Josh Caray will join us. We'll talk some country hardball next, right here on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
You're listening to the Thom Abraham Show on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This is Brett Musburger's Action Update. Simple Green is perfect for making your auto, RV, cycling, boating, and other sporting equipment look like new. Visit them at simplegreen.com.
Despite some unfortunate surprises for the United States through the first several days of the Olympics, the U.S. is still an overwhelming favorite to win the most medals at minus 5,000. China is at plus 1,400 and host country Japan at plus 2,800. The NBA draft will get underway tomorrow with the Detroit Pistons owning the top pick. Odds are they will choose Oklahoma State guard Cade Cunningham. He's a minus 8,000 favorite to be taken first overall, followed by Jalen Green at plus 700, Evan Mobley and Jalen Suggs at plus 2,500. Braves and Mets tonight. Atlanta plus 115 on the money line. The Mets at minus 125. The over-under 8. Max Fried getting the start for Atlanta. I'm Trey Westerberg, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Take your taste buds back in time with a trip to the all-new Bubby's Diner, offering a variety of mouth-watering food from delicious starters to 50-style diner food and meat in 3 meals, featuring owner and Huntsville native Chris Bubby Belcher's family's homemade recipes. Open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner at 8412 Whitesburg Drive in the former Gibson's Barbecue. And you can enjoy $50 worth of delicious Bubby's Diner food for half price with this week's Zone Deal. On sale this Friday online at 977ESPN.com.
For nearly 100 years, folks have trusted Blue Star medicated ointment to relieve the pain and itching of almost any skin irritation.
It works on my son's dry, itching feet and their jock itch.
I had this rash on my neck. Nothing worked until Blue Star.
Blue Star worked great on my ringworm without steroids.
My wife and I have been using Blue Star for years. It's never let us down.
Look for the white box with the Blue Star in the first aid section. Feel Blue Star work fast, or your money back.
Listen to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton.
David is on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline.
Good blue cheese with hot wings is better than any ranch, and I'll fight anybody that disagrees with me.
I would agree with you. I haven't even seen how big you are.
Well, Wes, I'm not as big as you, but I'm big enough.
Listen to The Drive, weekdays starting at 5 p.m. on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Drinking coffee straight from the pot. Power move. Wearing a bathrobe to work. Power move. Switching to super fast, extra reliable internet from WOW. Power move. Switch and save with WOW Internet for just $19.99 a month. It's switching season, so make a move with our best deal of the year. Get the speed you need starting with Internet 100 for just $19.99 a month. Plus, ask how to get $200 on us. Sign up at wowway.com today.
Wow.
Limited to new customers with autopay and paperless billing. Offer subject to change. Restrictions and terms apply.
When I chose a garage door company, I did my homework. I needed Precision Overhead Garage Door Service. They have a 5-star Google rating. I checked the reviews and liked what their customers had to say. Precision Overhead Garage Door has lifetime warranty packages. Same-day service if I call before 2 p.m. If they can't make it the same day, my service call fee the next day is waived. They did a 25-point safety inspection on the door and operator. Now that's peace of mind. Residential, commercial, and gate services. Precision Overhead Garage Door Service. Call 256-400-4500.
From the WZDX Pinpoint Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. A fair mix of sunshine and cloud cover will actually make for a pretty pleasant Friday across North Alabama, southern Middle Tennessee. Temperatures climbing into the mid and upper 80s. Pretty confident that some of us could see the lower 90s. It'll be a bit hazy this afternoon. Air quality not the greatest for the most sensitive groups of people. Scattered showers and thunderstorms are going to be possible this afternoon. That activity is going to be hard to come by at the end of the day. Most of us probably going to stay dry. Temperatures dropping into the upper 60s and lower 70s through the overnight. Plenty of sunshine for your Saturday. Isolated showers possible. Temperatures hanging out in the upper 80s and lower 90s. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your home for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
The Whiz Kids had won it, Bobby Thompson had done it, and Yogi read the comics all the while. Rock and roll was being born, marijuana we would scorn. So down on the corner, the national pastime went on trial. We're talking baseball.
Time for a little Caray's Corner, a little country hardball with Josh Caray, voice of the Rocket City Trash Pandas. This segment brought to you by the Trash Pandas, who are in the midst of their longest homestand of the year, to be quite honest with you. I mean, another big game coming up tonight. Birmingham in town. Amazing the similarities between the Trash Pandas and the Braves, hovering around 500. Except for the Trash Pandas aren't afraid to go over 500 for a while. The Braves, we'll see. Tonight they sneak up on 500 again tonight. We'll see if they can get to 500 tonight. The Trash Pandas sitting right at 500 right now, and it's a pretty interesting little race going on in the South standings of the I kind of want to say the Southern League of Double-A South standings. It's Double-A South North standings. Double-A South North standings. Call this damn thing the Southern League. Anyway, they're 3 games behind Birmingham, who's in town tonight, and Chattanooga. And Josh joins us now on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. Josh, welcome back. How are you?
I'm good, Tom. Missed you last week. Good to be back on, though.
Double-A South North standings. I mean, come on. Why don't they just call it the Southern League? Jeez.
Well, I think that's what they want to do, but like anything else, they want to try to make some money out of it. So it wouldn't surprise me if a corporation comes in and buys it up and calls it the such and such Southern League or something like that. So I think I'll get back there one day. This is just kind of a placeholder to get through this year.
Nice job last night by the Trash Pandas getting it done with the bully. But I'll tell you what, I've been around baseball a long time. You have been around a long time. A 16-minute rain delay? I don't think I've ever heard of a 16-minute rain delay. I mean, that's about the shortest rain. Usually once the rain delay happens, you're socked in for 30, 40 minutes. 16 minutes, that must be a record at the shortest rain delay ever.
Yeah, and what was so funny about it is it was raining pretty steadily throughout that third inning. I thought they were actually going to stop it at that time, and then by the time they actually stopped the game and got the tarp out there, everything had just stopped. That one's on the umpires. I mean, I know they're talking to our grounds crew, and they do the best job they can, but you cannot it's pretty simple. If the rain is letting up, continue to play. If it starts to get heavier, go ahead and stop the contest. But that's one of those where each team almost lost their starter. Each team, or actually Birmingham almost lost the first reliever who came in. But, yeah, that's one of those deals that can set back everyone, and it's you roll the dice a little bit whenever you call for a rain delay, and that time the umpires came up snake eyes.
Yeah, they did. But the Trash Pandas get the win. What's the story with these Sundays over there? I mean, are these guys doing rain dances or something? They want to have 2 days off each weekend. It seems like every Sunday it's been hard to get a full game in.
Oh, that's what's frustrating. It's every Sunday at home.
Yeah.
Our Sundays on the road are actually pretty routine, but at home it's there's always something going on. I don't know. You need to talk to Jordan Dressman and see if he can tell us what in the world's going on, because what's frustrating is those are some of our heavily attended games, the Sunday games, and folks aren't able to come in because of the rain. So we're just going to have to keep our fingers and toes crossed that we can get through the rest of the season without that happening again.
We got the dogs are in the house tonight. And by the way, I have got a family 4-pack of tickets for tonight's game. And I'll tell you what, the first person that calls in while I'm talking to Josh Caray, you don't want to come on the air, but the first person that calls in while I'm talking to Josh Caray gets 4 tickets to tonight's game. Beautiful weather today. I mean, it's absolutely a glorious day to go to a baseball game tonight. So, Grizz, you can monitor that. First one that gives us a call right now at 256-576-4977 while I'm talking to Josh, we'll get tickets to the game. As we get ready to move towards August, of course, the minor league season a little bit shorter than the major league season, we do start to look at, we know it's all about development. We get that, and there are going to be call-ups later on and so on. But we do kind of look at, what the standings look like. And right now, 35-35, as I said, 3 games behind Birmingham and Chattanooga with 4 more games to go against Birmingham into the weekend here. 5 games to go against Birmingham into the weekend here. So it's an opportunity to make up some big hay. Explain to us how the playoffs work. Is it just the North versus the South Division champ, or do you have is it the top 2 play for the division title and then they have the league championship? Just tell us what we're looking at.
Yeah, well, for this year, you got to remember when we started the year, there were going to be no playoffs. We were just going to play baseball, and then everything would end on September 19th. But about a month ago, they decided to go ahead and have a championship series, and it'll be the top 2 teams in the league. So it doesn't matter on division. If the top 2 teams are from the North, it'll be 2 Northern teams playing. If it's the top two teams from the South, it'll be them playing. It'll be a best of 5, and the winner of that is the champion. I don't think that'll be the case in years to come, but at least for this year, they want to go ahead and just, crown a champion, get it over with as soon as possible, and let everyone get back home and get ready for 2022, which is really going to be the year where everything gets back to normal.
Yeah, I wish they were. I mean, we got divisions. Why not take the 2 division champions? I mean, it would be, to me, that would make the most sense. Now, having said that, I don't think it changes anything for the Trash Pandas. They're right about in that same position, I think, right now. Well, no, I guess not, because you got Montgomery's at 39 and 31. So they got to get on their Honda. Got to have a nice little stretch here in August if they want to make a run at trying to get into that deal.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned it's kind of like the Braves, and it is. These guys, the great thing about our club is that they're not going to lose 10, 12, 14 games in a row. They're going to be, there might be a 4-game streak here or there, either positive or negative, that the team can get on. But they've just been hovering around that 500 mark for most of the season. If they can put together a good 7 or 8 game type of streak, have one really good week, they'll suddenly be in this thing, and what's even better is they're facing divisional opponents. So these are teams that they can gain some ground on, and you get Birmingham this week. You're at Chattanooga next week. Chattanooga comes to Rocket City in August. So there's going to be plenty of opportunity to get in this thing and stay in this thing, and it should be a lot of fun coming down the stretch.
As I said, dog night tonight down there at the ballpark, and tomorrow night. Why did I think there was for some reason I thought you had a doubleheader tomorrow. It's not tomorrow, right? I mean, I know you got one on the 31st. You got to make up that one. But tomorrow's just a single game, correct?
Yeah, we'll have one on August 19th against Chattanooga. That'll be the doubleheader.
That's the doubleheader. So tomorrow night,
June.
Pregame happy hour. Friday night is fireworks. Saturday night fireworks as well. And then Princess Night. What is up with Princess Night? That is on Sunday.
Yeah, this is real cute. For a $26 package, you can you have a princess parade on the field. All the little girls will get a wand to go with their princess outfit. And there'll also be some adult princesses, people who are, go around dressed in that costume, who will pose with the little kids and, some nice pictures and things like that. That's all part of a package we're offering for that Sunday's game. Just go to trashpandasbaseball.com and they can tell you a little bit more about it. But it's a real cute thing. It's a nice way to engage all the little kids, all the little girls who want to dress up like princesses and enjoy a game with their mom and dad.
One of the things about this team, too, it seems like there hasn't been – I mean, there's a pretty big number of guys that have been here for – over 60 games, it seems like. You know what I mean? It seems like, because a lot of times you got guys coming and going, and it's crazy, and by the time you get to know their name, they're gone. But it seems like it's been a pretty stable lineup throughout this season. Am I missing something here? It just seems like a lot of guys have been around for a decent amount of the year.
I think when it comes to position players, you're right. The pitching, there's been a little more upheaval, which isn't surprising because everyone is trying to keep their arms fresh, and sometimes you got to do some maneuvering throughout the farm system in order to make that happen. But you're right. The position players have been pretty much in check, with the exception of a couple of guys. And if you look at the backgrounds of a lot of our players, they are guys who are on their second or third organization. They've been in minor league baseball a little bit. And really for them, it's an opportunity to continue their career and show people what they're made of. And for the Angels, it's a good opportunity to provide us, meaning Rocket City, with a quality ball club that knows how to play the game, has experience, and is going to put a good product on the field. So it all works out. But yeah, a lot of these guys are going to be guys who I don't know if they'll be around next year, but they're doing a great job of really introducing Rocket City to minor league baseball and helping bridge the gap between Single A and Triple A.
Yeah, and David McKinnon, talk about this kid a little bit because he's leading the entire Southern League. I'm going to just call it the Southern League. He's leading the league in hitting, right? I mean, he's 311. There's only a couple of guys that are over 300 in the league, but he at 311, and he's got some pop with 8 home runs, 35 RBI, and first baseman for the Trash Pandas. He's been fun to watch.
Yeah, and what's funny about him is he's actually struggled the last couple weeks or so. I mean, he's everyone hits a slump, and I think he's kind of hit his right now. But you're right. He had such a tremendous start to the season. I think he was up to 338 at one time. He's just been a steady ball player. I think he's gotten hits in 47 of the 57 games he's played in. He's just been a solid all-around player. He's continued to improve defensively. And he's one of those guys who's made a name for himself. I mean, he was a 32nd round pick out of the University of Hartford. Not exactly a big baseball school, although Jeff Bagwell went there. He's really just kind of climbed the ranks. He stayed steady. He had a rough start to the 2019 season. Then he hurt his knee. He used the off time and the pandemic to really work on his game. And he's one of these low round picks who has shown the Angels and shown really all of baseball that he's got a lot to offer, maybe a lot more than a 32nd round pick would be capable of. So I think he's pretty much given himself a chance to make a AAA ball club next year. And once you get there, who knows what happens at the big league level.
Talk a little bit about the Braves. They after losing Ronald Acuna Jr., it felt like, well, you might as well just mail it in. Don't be out there buying. Don't do this. Don't do that. They're the same. Look, he's a great player, no doubt about it. An MVP candidate before he got hurt. But they're the same team after him as they were with him, right? I mean, it just seems like they still continue to hover around 500, and in a division where you're 4 games back right now at 50 and 51. You got to keep playing it out because you don't know what could happen when you get to the playoffs. They're not in the race, I don't think, for the wild card. They're 8 games back there. The path for them is the division. But, who knows? And here's Charlie Morton, who you brought in specifically for October, who's now 10-3, on the season.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I kind of thought they might be selling off after Acuna got hurt, but then you look at it and you say, as long as they can get in, they have a shot. And you know how crazy the game of baseball can be. What's I think tough about this, Tom, is that if they get in, are they really going to do anything? I mean, I guess that's the problem I have. And so what are you willing to give up, and what trades are you willing to make right now to stay competitive but not mortgage your future either? So I'm glad to see that they're going for it. I think as long as, the East is the way it is, there's going to be a chance there. So you may as well go for it. I like the Jock Peterson move because, let's face it, if the team falters in the next 2 weeks or so, you can trade him off again and send him to another contender. There's really, so far the moves that the Braves have made have been the type of moves that doesn't put their future in jeopardy. So if it winds up not being a playoff season, so be it. You can move on to next year with your core intact, but you're still doing enough moves to where you can give yourself a chance in October.
Jack Peterson deal is interesting. He's younger than I thought. I don't why I had it in my head, that he was an older guy. You wouldn't want to, if he were to do anything, you might want to think about what the future is for him and his team. I think he's only like 29 years old.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they could, now that the Ozuna situation is what it is, I guess they could plug him over in left field if they wanted to, assuming Ronnie comes back 100% next season. But again, a lot of it's just going to depend on what happens these next couple of weeks. The schedule out of the All-Star break has just been brutal. I mean, it's San Diego and New York right now. They started with the Rays. I mean, and they've done all right. They've continued to tread water. But like you said, they need to put together this 6-7 game type of streak together. And but if after all this is said and done, they want to hang on to Jock, they can certainly do that. But if there may also be something out there if the team falters that will allow them to get some big time minor leaguers or another bat heading into next year as well.
Always a pleasure to talk some baseball with Josh Caray. Josh, have a great call this week, and again, it's the Birmingham Barons, and that is gonna be a budding rivalry for sure. So it's a great opportunity over the next 2 series, really, to make some noise for this team in the standings, and of course, have a great night out at the ballpark.
All right, partner. Thank you so much.
All right, man. Appreciate it. Josh Caray. Good stuff there. All right, let's get a break. When we come back, we'll reset things. And, again, the phone lines are open. So if you want to jump in, you can do it. 256-576-4977. Is anybody paying attention to the Olympics? That is our poll question today, is how much of the Olympics are you watching? And, yeah, Well, 41% are saying check it out once in a while. 39% are saying, when does it start? And I wonder how much of it has to do with the time difference. There's so much of it that has to do with the time difference, being at the fact that it's, halfway around the world. I wonder how much that comes into play. And why did you have to pay to watch the basketball game last night? Was the basketball game not carried? So one of my buddies posted something about he had to pay $4.99 to watch the basketball game, decided to go to sleep. Was the basketball game not on, like, one of the 15 channels that are carrying the Olympics? What time did it start, Grizz? To like 11:45 or something like that?
Yeah, no, it was on Peacock.
So you had to pay to watch the basketball game. You had to Peacock to watch the basketball game.
Yeah.
So they have CNBC, MSNBC, NBC, NBC Sports Network, USA.
Yeah.
And they put the basketball game in the middle of the friggin' night on Peacock, where you have to buy it to watch the basketball game.
Correct.
If this is the biggest thing in the world in terms of sports, I got some issues with the way NBC is handling this whole thing. I just do. I mean, you didn't see any of the video of the Simone Biles thing until last night. Yesterday morning, the story broke. 6:40 in the morning, Central Time. The story broke that Simone Biles had bailed on the team, had pulled herself out for mental health issues. And she was not going to be competing. And they didn't show anything live. I mean, why couldn't the if this is the most important thing in the world, why couldn't the gymnastics have been on live at 7 o'clock in the morning so people could watch it if they wanted to watch it? And why couldn't they have live video on the show? They had it on like the This Morning or whatever they call those, Today's Show or whatever. It was being reported everywhere. Why is it that they couldn't have actually shown it? I mean, the World Cup happens halfway around the world, too. They show that live, right? We watch World Cup games at 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, don't we, Grizz? We do, don't we?
Yeah.
Right? I know when I was doing morning show radio in 2002, and the U.S. team played Germany in the, whatever it was, group of 8, maybe, did we get to? Maybe we got to the 16, there's 8, maybe? In 2002, when we had that game against Germany, I did a remote at a restaurant, and we watched the game with the listeners at 8 o'clock in the morning. Everybody was going nuts. So why, if the Olympics is that big, if it's not just a TV show, if it's not just a reality TV show, it's not like Big Brother, why isn't it just on? Ridiculous. And you had to pay to watch the basketball game. That's not good. All right, we'll be back. Thom Abraham Show, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
You're listening to the Thom Abraham Show on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
TOC Sports has been there for you. Now, you're probably asking yourself, what does that mean? It means for more than 20 years, Alabama's largest orthopedic group has been there providing coverage and care to more schools and student athletes in the Tennessee Valley than any other group. It means whether you are the star football player, the all-region volleyball ace, or someone who hurt their knee in a weekend pickup basketball game, TOC Sports physicians are proud to have the opportunity to care for all your orthopedic needs. It means for parents, coaches, athletes, desk jockeys, or even weekend warriors, TOC Sports physicians continue to meet and exceed the orthopedic and sports medicine needs of our community. But most importantly, during these challenging times, we're here for you now, and will continue to be here. So as long as there are players on the field, games to be played, and contests to be won, the orthopedic specialists from TOC Sports will be ready to help. We don't know what the future holds, but you can count on the TOC Sports team to stay committed to you, so you can stay in the game. Call 256-539-2728 today and ask to see a TOC Sports physician. Check them out online, also Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Chad, cue the cheesy Italian music. So you're in charge of the dinner spot, and the family is a hard group to please. Dad wants award-winning 21-day-age certified Angus beef. Mom craves authentic Italian food like great-grandma. Sissy pretty much won't eat anything but fresh seafood. And old life of the party, Uncle Walter, likes to enjoy a cigar after dinner with some live local entertainment and some killer cocktails. So you think you're in a pickle? Well, you're not. Relax. I'm Tom Chapman, chef at Nick's Ristorante at 10300 Bailey Cove Road, just south of Weatherly. We have all that and more. Our friendly and helpful staff is eager to help you Tuesday through Saturday, starting at 5. So, corral that crazy crew of yours and give us a call at 256-489-8280 or tell them to check us out at nicksrestaurante.com. I promise you, the gang will all think you're a culinary cruise director of awesomeness if you take them all to Nick's. See you soon. Ciao. Okay, Chad, kill that music.
Nick's is for patrons 19 or older.
This is Wes Neighbor sitting here with Ann Adams. And I understand you have some exciting news.
Yes, Wes, I do. Berkshire Hathaway Home Services was just recognized in the 30th annual Harris Poll Equitrend as the Real Estate Agency Brand of the Year and the most trusted real estate brand.
That is awesome news, Ann. Great companies in Huntsville, Alabama, winning awards is what we want. Is it a great time to list your home?
Yes, it is. The inventory is low and the market is heating up.
And I understand you're also looking for agents.
I am. We are so busy, Wes, we need agents to keep up with the demand.
Ann Adams and Rise Real Estate has been doing business in North Alabama for the last 35 years. If you want to do business with someone you can trust, she has been writing contracts since she was 9 years old. Call Ann today at 256-337-2625.
Hey folks, this is Arthur Seaton, Managing Partner of University Kia, here letting you know we are proud supporters of Madison Academy football. And a quick shout out to my son, Avery Seaton, number 19. Stop into University Kia today and shop our large selection of new Kias, including our all-new Telluride 8-passenger SUV, the stylish new K5, and the sporty new Seltos. Visit universitykia.com to view all our great offers and get pre-approved in minutes so you can drive home your new Kia today, because we want to see you in the Kia. Go Mustangs!
Kevin says on the Twitter machine that you can live stream everything online for free. Is that right, Chris? Do you know about
basketball?
This? No, everything. The Olympics. Says you can live stream. He says you can live stream.
I'm sure they might have it somewhere, I'm sure.
I mean, is that legal? I mean, he says you can live stream
maybe,
everything.
unless he's one of the Reddit users.
Yeah, unless you're bootlegging.
You're not supposed
maybe.
to use Reddit. What?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
What am I talking about?
You're bootlegging it or something like that. You got hell. I can watch every football.
Those are
game.
my high school days. Not anymore.
I can watch. I can watch the NFL Sunday Ticket for free on the stream too.
I mean, I don't even go that route of trying to watch Braves games, and I can't even watch the Braves games half the time. So
that sucks. I mean, that really sucks.
They need to put Bally Sports back on YouTube TV. I hope they do that because Fox Sports South was like that, and I don't understand why they didn't go to that.
Well, it was gone before that. Fox Sports South was gone. It wasn't. It didn't change with Bally. That was a right. What do you got? The YouTube or something like that?
But yeah, but they were on YouTube TV. I was actually able to watch the Braves before they switched to Bally. That's what I'm saying. Like I wish YouTube TV or Bally would sign some kind of thing.
I don't know about that. All winter, the Predators weren't on Fox. Fox Sports South wasn't on.
Well, I was getting Braves games on mine, so I.
What's your? Are you YouTube TV or are you something else?
Yeah, no, I'm still YouTube TV. Yeah,
sure.
Yeah,
you were getting it on Fox Sports South? Because my understanding is that they had, going back into the fall, they had done that deal where they YouTube and Fox Sports South wasn't able to come together. Because I know Joe always complained about not being able to watch the Preds all year long. He couldn't watch the Preds.
Well, yeah, but that's why I'll never buy MLB TV because I can't watch my Braves either way. So
yeah, right.
that's pretty much a waste of money for me.
That's really stupid.
Yeah,
that is really stupid that you can't.
It's all like the days of DirecTV and not be able to get on ESPN. So
if you're willing to pay, I don't know how you can't watch your team. That's nuts. We'll come back. Open lines off the top of the hour.
Hey, this is Justin with the Furniture Factory Bar and Grill. We'd like to invite you to North Alabama's premier patio bar and grill, where at the factory, we have something going on each and every night. Monday night, steak night. Tuesday night, karaoke. Wednesday night, the Jeep community comes out for Jeep Jam. Thursday, it's bike night, the biggest in the valley. Friday and Saturday, live concerts on our 4,000-square-foot patio, along with drink specials and a beautiful staff. What are you waiting on? We will see you at the Furniture Factory Bar and Grill.
Are you in the market for a recreational vehicle? Do you want to get out and see more of this beautiful country? Well, imagine hearing the laughter of your little ones enjoying gooey s'mores by a cozy campfire and making lasting memories with your friends and family from the comfort of a new camper. We can make your dreams come true at Hall's RV. With over 15 years in the camping business, we know how to get our customers into the perfect camper. We have several models and floor plans here for you to choose from, both new and used. We're family owned and operated with fantastic deals and great service. Everyone wants to work with people they can trust, so come on down to Hall's RV and get the deal of a lifetime. We'll treat you right and get you on the road in the camper of your dreams. Visit us on Highway 431 in Albertville. Hall's RVs, where we sell fun. Or see us on the web at www.hallsrvsales.com.
Guys, when we were 20, we never had to worry about spontaneity. And now that we've gotten older, spontaneity has been replaced with pills and injections. We're just trying to keep that intimacy, but it's taken away from spontaneity. At Advanced Life Clinic, we now offer GainsWave, which uses sound waves to non-invasively treat this issue with no need for pills or injections. Just give us a call, 256-888-9367, or check us out online, advancedlifeclinic.com.
The Alabama Securities Commission regulates the investment industry in Alabama and protects you from financial fraud. Anyone asking you for investment money must be licensed. Fraudsters attempt to lure investors by offering high returns and attractive products like a coronavirus vaccine or cure, rebuilding communities after a storm, or gold, oil, and gas. You are careful with your money, but fraudsters aren't. Before you invest, call our hotline at 1-800-222-1253 to verify the licensing of the person making an offer and the product. Call before giving your hard-earned money to anyone. Don't get caught in a get-rich-quick scheme. Learn more about the red flags of fraud and find free financial education material on our website at asc.alabama.gov. That's asc.alabama.gov, or call our investment hotline at 1-800-222-1253. Paid for by the Investor Protection Trust and brought to you by the Alabama Broadcasters Association and this station.
WZZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. At this hour, Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson tested positive for COVID-19, according to coach John Harbaugh. He tested negative for days until testing positive yesterday. Jackson's not practicing today. Sources tell ESPN's Jamison Hensley the Ravens will also be without running back Gus Edwards. He tested positive for COVID-19 and will miss the start of training camp. Packers GM Brian Gutekunst today spoke with reporters, said the team continues to work through things to finalize that rework deal with quarterback Aaron Rodgers. The deal contains concessions that Green Bay hopes will convince Rodgers to return for at least one more season. Rodgers expected to be on the field for the first practice of camp today. It's not known how much he'll do. Rodgers will address the media after practice. Colts signed right tackle Braden Smith to a 4-year, $72 million extension, reports ESPN's Jeremy Fowler.
Your home for the best coverage of football anywhere.
See, now this is a football. I want you to carry this with you always. Never let it out of your sight.
97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
You need to be more like a dog.
Like what you guys are doing. You've got your fingertip on the pulse of your listeners. You guys know what they're talking about.
Be a dog.
God bless the show. You are the Messiah.
We need more dogs.
This is the best show on radio.
The big dog, Thom Abraham, is here with you.
Hey, I see you, dog.
So settle in and get your bark on.
That's my dog.
Now live, here he is, the big dog.
Let's go, baby!
Thom Abraham.
How you doing? 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 Look, I don't speak Spanish.
I don't know how to say this, so I'm going to choose my words very carefully. I think you're a psycho.
Do you know who I am?
I mean, that guy sounds like Elle McPherson farting into Miles Davis' trumpet.
I guess I'm on here. Am I on? Can somebody respond?
Get off my lawn.
I have to drag my Yankee ass out of here.
Welcome back. Hour number 2 of the Tom Abraham Show. This segment brought to you by Woody Anderson Ford. At Woody Anderson Ford, now is the time to get your service done. They take great pride in their service department, which means they're going to take great pride in getting your vehicle done right, properly, and on time. The Woody Anderson Ford Service Department is second to none. You got to get on down there and check it out. They have been supporters of the Tom Abraham Show for, at least 15 years, I guess, and I appreciate them so much. They take care of my vehicles. They can take care of your vehicles. It's the folks at Woody Anderson Ford. We always talk to you about relationships. It's about relationships, okay? It's about the people, and that's how it is at Woody Anderson Ford. Whether it's me going down there and seeing Bobby White and talking to him, that I would say former Marine, but there is no such thing as a former Marine, right? He's just a Marine. About the way he operates that place down there and the way that service department takes their pride in what they do, or if I'm going down there and talking to James Morris about buying my next vehicle from Woody Anderson Ford, like I did when I bought my F-150. The people are what make Woody Anderson Ford very special, including Miss Anderson. When you get the opportunity to see her bumping around the place as well, it's really neat as well. They take great pride in that place. All right, we're talking about the ratings, and by the way, the phone lines are open this entire hour. You want to jump in, you can do it. Wait a minute, my phone just went off. Let me just see if it's one of my guys that are getting back to me. No, can't do it. I can do it tomorrow. But, hey, by the way, the Tennessee Titans, Grizz, 90% vaccinated going into training camp.
Still no fans.
But no fans.
It's okay.
But they at least are 90% vaccinated. So there you go. So the Titans got it. They got it figured out.
That's good.
So they'll be there. All right. Phone lines are open, 256-576-4977. And, of course, on the text window at 732-982-7469. That's 7329-TA-SHOW for those of you that are Alpha Challenged. That's a great way to communicate with us as well. And we read those on the air, and we can comment on those on the air as well. So I'm going to hodgepodge a few topics here. We were talking about the ratings, and our people watching. Our poll question today is: how much attention are you paying to the Olympics, and will it build? Will you spend more and more time watching the Olympics as it as the thing develops? And right now, it's running 40-40 now. Check in once in a while is 40%. When does it start is 40%. And as much as I can is 20% on the Olympics in terms of watching it. So maybe it'll build. But the reality is the ratings are down 45-46% from where they were at the Rio Olympics in 2016. Now, part of that is that the time difference. Obviously, the time difference is a big thing. But they add up all of their platforms. So they add all of the stations together and the Peacock. The Peacock is averaging 746,000 viewers, all right, per minute on the Peacock. But then they add up all of the other NBC and NBCSN and all of them. Now, here's the deal. For example, they had 20 million viewers on Sunday, which was the most that they had any day so far. It's been back down into, 15, 16, 17 million since then, but and before then, but they topped out at 20 million on Sunday. 16.87 million of those viewers are watching it on NBC. So when you watch it, what are you watching? Grizz, do you watch NBC, or are you able to hop around to any of these other stations with the cockamamie YouTube TV that you got?
Yeah, it actually, the cool thing about YouTube TV is you get all those different Olympic channels. So
are you watching those, or are you watching mostly just on NBC?
No, Olympic channels.
So you go and find
Olympic
like what
thing that
something you want to see.
Yeah, mostly.
Is what you're doing. You're jumping around to something.
3-on-3 basketball, speed walking.
You want to watch the 3-on-3 basketball?
No, it's hard to watch. It's like you couldn't get 4 girls like right out of college, or like 4 guys right out of college. Like, seriously? Like, and they got like 30-something-year-old dudes on the men's team that they couldn't even qualify. How sad is that?
The least watched Olympic broadcasts of all time since 2000. So not of all time, but this century.
So wait a minute. You compared it because of the time change.
Well, I said no. What I'm saying is that in 2016, it was in Rio, and it was in kind of more in our hemisphere. You know what I mean? So the differences were only a few hours. So there was more people that watched them.
Do we know the viewership for the Olympics? When is it in China? Because that would be a time.
Yeah. Well, here's your least Tokyo opening ceremony, 12 million. That was the lowest watched Olympic broadcast of all times.
Oh, wow.
And you know what?
So,
no crowd. I mean, there's this. Sydney, 2000 in Sydney, Australia. So that's kind of halfway around the world. The second Friday only had 15.6 million. And then Tokyo, the first Saturday, 16 million. Sydney, it goes back and forth. Tokyo. But in 2016, the second Saturday at Rio was only 16 million. Closing ceremonies was only 16 million. 2008 in Beijing, in China, was 16 million and 16.8 million. All right, so these are the lowest. So the lowest ranked ones have been in the last, couple of Olympics. But I want to put that in perspective.
Yeah.
The top 50 most watched telecasts this year so far. All right, so number one, obviously, is the Super Bowl. Right, 92 million people watch the Super Bowl. So if you think that this is like the Super Bowl, you're out of your friggin' mind. It's 17 million is what's averaging so far at the Olympics. First of all, the top, Grace, you're not going to believe this. The top 14 most watched sporting events this year are all NFL. Top 14. The NFC Championship, 44 million. AFC Championship, 41 million. Bucks and Saints divisional game, 35 million. Browns and Chiefs divisional game, 35 million. Bears and Saints wild card, 30 million. Rams Packers, 26 million. Ravens Bills, 26 million. Ravens Titans wild card game, 25 million. Browns Steelers, the wild card game, 25 million. And that was, remember, a blowout. Remember, the Browns were up by 30 at halftime in that game.
Yeah.
Rams Seahawks, NFC wild card, 24 million. Packers Bears regular season game, week 17, 23 million. I mean, this is crazy. NFC wild card game. The Washington football team, God, they were in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Against the Buccaneers, 21 million. Colts Bills wild card, 20 million. Then you get your first non-NFL thing at number 15. And this is kind of interesting. What do you think the most watched college football game of the year was? And since the first of the year. So obviously we're talking about, bowl games and what do you think the most watched game was?
Army-Navy?
No, that was in December. Since the first thing. See, you never lived.
I thought you said since
first
the beginning
of the year.
Okay.
First of the year.
Okay.
You would think the national championship game, right? Well, you would be wrong. The Sugar Bowl with Ohio State and Clemson, that pulled 19.1 million. And the Rose Bowl between Alabama and Notre Dame pulled 18.9 million. So they were almost identical on the same day back-to-back, you remember, right? So they both pulled about 19 million. In the national championship game, 10 days later, between Alabama and Ohio State, had less viewers. 18.6 million. Is that odd?
I think people probably, once they got to the national championship game, they were like, eh.
Really?
Yeah, so you're going to lose some people. You're going to lose some fans because they don't want to watch the Alabama thing over and over again.
Now, here's what I think. New Year's Day. That's what I think. I think New Year's Day versus Monday, January 11th. Now, look, let's be honest. It's only 400,000 people in the big picture. And the rating was actually a little bit higher. Just the audience was less. But you would think that the biggest audience for a college football game all year long, and this is the problem with playing this thing on Monday, 2 weeks after the first. I still think January 1st is huge. January 1st is key, man.
Usually people are off. There's nothing to do.
What to do is this. Watch this.
Well, yeah,
You know what I mean?
that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
that's your thing.
You've got plenty of things to do. Watch football.
I think it was a Saturday, maybe the first. Might have been. I think it was a Saturday. Pretty sure. Yeah. In fact, I know it was a Saturday. So that was that. Men's national championship game between Baylor and Gonzaga. 16.9 million. Scarily close to the football national championship. Only $1.5 million less than the Alabama-Ohio State national championship game. That surprises me because it was now here's the thing there. The national championship game between Alabama and Ohio State was on ESPN. The Baylor-Gonzaga national championship game was on CBS. And I'm telling you right now, when that first year of the college football playoff, when they were on ABC, on the broadcast network instead of on ESPN, they had higher numbers. I still think broadcast TV means something. I think the fact that was on CBS, the national championship game between Baylor and Gonzaga.
Yeah.
Right? 16 point. So Baylor and Gonzaga was like the Olympics. It's about the same as the Olympics right now. That was at number 18. And then you get some more NFL football. Gonzaga and UCLA pulled 15 million people on CBS. That was number 20. Here's the first big surprise to me. Number 21, the Kentucky Derby. People still watch that? The Kentucky Derby, 14.37 million people on NBC watch the Kentucky Derby. Kentucky Derby. Then 3 more NFL games, regular season NFL games. NFL Draft, 12.52 million. Now at number 26, we get to the Suns and the Bucks Game 6 on ABC. 12.52 million. The same number, almost the same exact number of people watch the NBA clinching Game 6 as watch the draft, the NFL draft. That's how big the NFL is. The draft. How crazy is that? Italy and England in the Euro final, number 30 with 9.4 million, but they were all on Univision.
Which is weird because I feel like that would have been over. I mean, that would have been worldwide. You know what I mean?
Well, this is this is in the United States, but 2 million watched on ESPN and 7 million watched on Univision.
Okay, wow, only 2 million on ESPN. I'm surprised by that actually. I thought it'd be a little higher.
All right, the biggest bowl game crowd that was a non-playoff game, Peach Bowl, Georgia and Cincinnati, 8.7 million. That was number 34 on the list. The baseball All-Star Game, 8.24 million. That's impressive. More people watched the baseball All-Star Game with those hideous uniforms than watched Baylor and Houston in the men's Final Four game. Home Run Derby got 7.13 million.
And that was the Ohtani factor for sure. I feel like if Ohtani wasn't a thing, the numbers would have been down for the Home Run Derby.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
There would have been like 4 or 5 million, maybe 3 to 4 million, I would say. I think he boosted a lot.
Iowa State, Oregon in the Fiesta Bowl. You wouldn't think that would be very sexy, but that got 6.68 million. That's number 46. Final round of the PGA Championship was the most watched golf tournament of the year. The final round of the PGA Golf Championship, and that got more than the Masters. Why? Because of Phil. And it got 6.58 million. Alabama and UCLA in the Sweet 16 was number 49. And Baylor, Arkansas in the Elite 8 was number 50. So those are the top 50 events in the year. Now, some other things. The NBA All-Star Game got 5.9 million outside of the top 50. The Olympics Gymnastics Trials, 5.7 million. That was when Simone Biles was actually in it. Final round of the U.S. Open got $5.6 million. The Indianapolis 500 got $5.5 million. The rest of the draft got $5.4 million. Who the hell's watching the draft in the third, fourth, fifth round? Third round of the Masters, $5.1 million. The Daytona 500, $4.8 million. Auburn and Northwestern in the Citrus Bowl, $4.78 million. Daytona and Talladega got $4.7 million. More than the final round of the Players' Championship or the Belmont. Just looking through some of these other things. It's crazy. And are you ready for this?
Yeah.
The most watched WNBA game of the season. Okay?
Yeah.
The most watched WNBA game of the season had 643,000 viewers. 643,000. Why are they even doing that?
Yeah.
600. Let me tell you something. And that was in prime time, and it was on ABC.
Oh, wow.
Let me tell you something. The fishing tournament, the last fishing tournament of the year, the last Bassmaster Elite event of the year on FS1 at 7 o'clock to 10 o'clock, well, 8 o'clock to 11 o'clock Eastern time, the last fishing tournament of the year had over 850,000 viewers. The most watched WNBA game of the year got 643,000 people watching it. So that just gives you some numbers there. Just some numbers. All right, we get a break. When we come back, phone lines are open if you want to jump in. Let me give you some other numbers. The numbers, the conference records of the SEC teams during since the last expansion of the SEC. And Texas A&M moving from the Big 12 to the SEC, what did that do for them on a conference record standpoint? And is it a precursor of what could happen for Texas? All right, we'll be back. Phone lines are open. 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
You're listening to the Thom Abraham Show on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update. Simple Green is perfect for making your auto, RV, cycling, boating, and other sporting equipment look like new. Visit them at simplegreen.com.
Braves and Mets tonight. Atlanta plus 115 on the money line. The Mets at minus 125. The over-under 8. Max Fried getting the start for Atlanta. Despite some unfortunate surprises for the United States through the first several days of the Olympics, the U.S. is still an overwhelming favorite to win the most medals at minus 5,000. China is at plus 1,400 and host country Japan at plus 2,800. The NBA draft will get underway tomorrow with the Detroit Pistons owning the top pick. Odds are they will choose Oklahoma State guard Cade Cunningham. He's a minus 8,000 favorite to be taken first overall, followed by Jalen Green at plus 700, Evan Mobley and Jalen Suggs at plus 2,500.
I'm Trey Westerberg, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Hey gang, Thom Abraham here, and it's time to get this show out on the road for a little brunch with the big dog. It's been way too long, and we're going to have our first one at Bubby's Diner just north of the South Parkway. Bubby's Diner is flat out amazing in the tradition of an old school diner with an old school menu and some great new items as well. So come on out and hang out with me on Friday from 10 to noon at Bubby's Diner, and look for another great Bubby's Zone deal Friday as well. That's Bubby's Diner with the big dog on Friday, 10 to noon.
Sitting here with Ann Adams of Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Rise Real Estate. Is it a good time to sell your home, Ann?
Yes, it is. We have people relocating from all over the country.
Why should we choose Rise Real Estate?
Well, we've been selling real estate in North Alabama for 36 years and have sold more real estate than any other real estate company, period.
Do you help your customers through the entire process?
Yes, our agents are with you during the whole process from start to finish, from beginning to end.
In your relocation services, you have a whole team.
Yes, we have a dedicated relocation department helping customers move seamlessly into the area.
Ann Adams has been writing contracts for the last 36 years. She has the experience to help you list and sell your home. downsize your home, or help pick the perfect spot north of Alabama for you to build a future.
Call Ann Adams at 256-337-2625 or on the web at www.bhhsriserealestate.com. McCurry Motors is your car and van rental headquarters. You can rent the vehicle you need today. Family in town, sporting event, church function, no matter what your need, McCurry Motors has you covered with a wide selection of cars and vans available for rent. They have 12-passenger Mercedes Sprinter vans, 12-passenger Ford Transit vans, 15-passenger Ford Transit vans, and 15-passenger Chevrolet Express vans. They have 2 locations, Highway 72 in Athens or Max Luther Drive in Huntsville.
If you're ready to lower your utility bills, it's time to call Eagle Insulation. Eagle can handle it all. Attic re-insulation, insulation removal, wall insulation, and new construction insulation, commercial and residential. Our primary goal is to save you money, and lots of it. Typical clients realize their return on investment within 3 to 6 months. That means the re-insulation actually pays for itself and then some. See if we can help you. Contact Eagle Insulation today, 256-755-1556, or log on insulatewitheagle.com.
It just works. Picture this. You're at home, doing whatever it is you do. Then, pow! The power goes out. Then what? Well, at my house, life goes on. We have a Generac automatic home standby generator from Current Electrical and Generator Services. For your home security and peace of mind, get a free personal consultation on how a Generac automatic home standby generator can protect you. Current Electrical and Generator Services. Call or visit us on the web at HuntsvilleGenerators.com. You've got the power.
From the WZDX Pinpoint Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. A fair mix of sunshine and cloud cover will actually make for a pretty pleasant Friday across North Alabama, southern Middle Tennessee. Temperatures climbing into the mid and upper 80s. Pretty confident that some of us could see the lower 90s. It'll be a bit hazy this afternoon. Air quality not the greatest for the most sensitive groups of people. Scattered showers and thunderstorms are going to be possible this afternoon. That activity is going to be hard to come by at the end of the day. Most of us probably going to stay dry. Temperatures dropping into the upper 60s and lower 70s through the overnight. Plenty of sunshine for your Saturday. Isolated showers possible. Temperatures hanging out in the upper 80s and lower 90s. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your home for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This is Paul Feinbaum. Listen to me coming up today at 2. Now back to the Thom Abraham Show on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Welcome back, Thom Abraham Show. Glad that you are with us today. Phone lines are open if you want to jump in. 256-576-4977 will get you into the show. And, as I said, Texas A&M, interesting study. Since Texas A&M joined the SEC, their conference record is 42-31. Now, I had Grizz do some math, and I'm not sure he did it right or not. But, Grizz, we're talking about the 9 seasons before 2011, right? The 9 seasons before 2011, their conference record in the Big 12. Now, did they play 9 games in the 12 at that point, or were they playing 8 games in the 12 at that point? Because you gave me 69-46. So 69-46 is 115 games. So how did they play 115 games in the 9 years before they came to the SEC and only 73 games since they've come to the SEC? Does that make sense? Was that their overall record?
Yeah, I went back through it.
Was that their overall record?
Yeah, you told me to take it from 03 to 11.
Conference record.
Oh, I did overall. See, I didn't listen.
Yeah, I know you didn't. No, you didn't. And I said 03 to 11, and then you gave me 1996.
Well, because I thought we were talking about, like...
you gave me 1996 to 2011. I'm sorry. All right.
I just gave you their overall.
Conference record from 2003.
I had too much going on this morning.
I'm trying to match up, you know what I mean? To see if they're any better or worse in the SEC, whether or not it hurt them. Because as bad as Texas has been over the past several years, you wonder whether or not they are going to be... Texas hasn't been relevant since 2009. I don't think they've been in the Big 12 championship game since 2009. You know Texas's last first-round draft pick? Vince Young. That's their last first-round draft pick. Vince Young. What was that? 06? 07? Something like that? 42-31 since they've come to the SEC. It'd be interesting to see what their Big 12 record was in the 11 years before, the 9 years before they came to the SEC. Probably pretty similar. Now, since expansion, Alabama's 67-7. Georgia's 55-18. LSU 49-25. Same as Florida. Auburn is 39-35. Does Auburn feel like a 500 team almost since expansion in the league? Auburn's average is like 4.5 and 3.5 since expansion. Missouri is 35-39. State 34-40. Carolina 33-41. Ole Miss 29-44. UT is 25-49 in the SEC. 25-49 in the SEC. One game ahead of Kentucky. And then there's Vanderbilt at 19-54 and Arkansas at 16-58. And the upside there is the fact that Vandy is actually not the worst. That Arkansas is worse than Vandy. But that's the James Franklin years. But they were actually going 5-3 in the league. I think he went 5-3 twice and 4-4 once. Let's go to the line. Smokey Mike is up. Smokey Mike, welcome to the show. How are you?
Well, it's one of them days, big dog, where it's not the heat that'll kill you, but it's the humidity.
Yeah, humidity or the heat. I mean, it's going to be a warm one out there today.
Yeah, just a little bit. I mean, but, it's late July when you're just putting out everything up from the chamber and just being like, yeah, I'm just going to throw against the wall and see what sticks.
Yeah, right.
Hey, we're having a draft this year, right?
We are. Haven't announced the details yet. Tomorrow, we announce the details.
So, am I still the commissioner, or is Chad the commissioner this time?
Well, I'm hoping we'll need multiple commissioners.
If I can add.
If I can add and subtract. I want to have 2 leagues this year, so I may need multiple commissioners. So we're going to see how many people sign up. But we're going to announce it tomorrow. Wow. We're going to announce the details tomorrow.
Good deal. Well, I appreciate you. Nice little jab at UT always with that.
Not a jab. Right. Facts are stubborn. Facts are stubborn things. That's rude. Not a jab. That's their record.
Rude.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely rude. Like, it's uncalled for. We already get beat up on all the time, so it's just like you just keep on with it, don't you?
You're shooting a messenger for it. That's their record. That is their record. It's not my fault that is it a jab at Auburn to say they're 39-35 since expansion?
Well, because of 2011, I mean, that's the reason why they're 39-35. But, I mean, I know every time you want to get a jab at a UT people, you always take advantage of it.
Not since 2011, since 2012. I'm just talking about since expansion, since the conference added A&M and Missouri.
2012, Auburn was over, weren't they? And that's when Chisholm got fired, right?
Was that 12? Yeah, it must have been 12. Yeah, 12 was, 12, because 13 is Prairie, Jordan Hare, and Kick 6. So, yeah, in Gus's first year, which got him a 7-year extension, basically.
It still cracks me up, though, that the Atlanta Braves are doing what they're doing right here. And, I mean, the whole reason why I keep up with it is because of DFS right now doing DraftKings plays. But, I mean,
they're like a roach. You can't kill them. They're in the worst possible position. You don't know what to do. You can't sell. You can't buy. You can't kill them. They come up. Now, see, tonight, will they get to 500 tonight? We'll see.
So, you think Scherzer's going to get traded or not?
Who? Max Scherzer? Max Scherzer?
Yeah.
Yes.
The trade deadline's coming up Saturday.
I think trade deadline. I think Max Scherzer will get traded. Just buyer beware. He's 37 years old, I think.
Well, I mean, I know where he's not going, and that's the Yankees because he chooses not to.
Yeah, well, that's okay. I wouldn't give up much for him right now if I was the Yankees.
Would you give up Giancarlo Stanton for him?
I would give up Giancarlo Stanton for a ball of twine and some bubble gum. If you take his contract too, he's a waste. He's a waste of flesh right now. He is an absolute 200. I figured out $200,000 a night. He's getting $200,000 a game to go up there and strike out on pitches that bounce before the plate when there's two men in scoring position, and look horrible doing it. I mean, he looks bad in the on deck circle. His practice swing on the on deck circle looks stupid. He's like swatting flies. He's a mess. I got nothing for
about him, big dog.
Other than that, nothing.
Well, I've got some more yards to cut. I figure I'd just chime in, and
right.
I'll probably see you Friday, and hopefully you keep on enjoying those sevens over in Tokyo.
Do you know what the phrase that pays is on Friday?
No.
If you come to my desk and you say the phrase, if you come to my booth where I'll be broadcasting, and you say the phrase that pays, you get a $25 gift certificate to Bubby's while supplies last. The phrase that pays. How you doing?
Really?
How you doing? That's the phrase that pays.
Trust me.
Yeah, oh no, it is.
The cringe.
It is. It is the phrase that pays.
Oh my God! Why am I not surprised that you would do that, big dog?
Well, what else am I going to make it?
How you doing?
How you doing? Hey, the Junkyard Babe's going to be there too, by the way. But I mean, that ought to bring in more than
that's
how
where
you
it's
doing.
going to go to.
Now that's a draw.
Ain't going to go to you.
Yeah. I mean, nobody goes to Thom when she's there. no, everybody.
You got to go to. Yeah,
she's the first person I talk to when she walks in the room.
How you doing?
Oh, I know, right? I mean, she always comes up to me. It's like, hey, how are you doing? And all that. And Tom's just like, yeah, whatever.
Good stuff. All right, man.
All right, big dog.
Appreciate you. 29 and 36. Do you think that's right?
Yeah, I went through it.
So they had. So they won 30 non-conference games, but only 29 conference games. That's what you're telling me. They were 30 and 10 in non-conference because you said 69 and 46 before. So Texas A&M, the Aggies were 30 and 10 in non-conference games and 29 and 36 in conference games. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So they were 29 and 30. So the Aggies were a losing program in the Big 12, and they have become a winning program in the SEC in conference games.
And that was, I mean, and I get it, you're doing the same time frame, and that's just
11 years.
It's just crazy.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
You would think it would have. You think it would have. I would have thought, like, because especially thinking it being of Texas A&M, you would thought they would have been better. But I guess that was mostly during the Southwest Conference.
No, that would have been Big 12. Southwest Conference was dead and pre.
But I mean, I'm talking about winning within your conference. You know, whenever, even if it was dead or not. You know what I mean? Being the big dog, basically.
Yeah. Well, you're talking. Yeah, I'm saying since they were in the Big 12 for the 11 years previous that they came to the SEC.
Right.
So those 11 years, they were getting beat down by Oklahoma, Texas, Oklahoma State, probably. I mean, they were not a good team. For 11 years, they were not. They were 29 and 36. They were like
basically
UT.
It's the same. Basically, it's the same thing they're getting when they came to the SEC.
No, when they came, no,
a little bit better, just a little bit better.
A lot better. I mean, they come to the SEC, they're like 46 and 30 something. I mean, they're actually they have in the SEC. They are a first division team, meaning they're up there with there's Alabama and LSU, right, Georgia, Florida, and then Texas A&M. Whereas when they were in the Big 12, they were more of a bottom of division team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like they became a better football program when they came to the SEC.
So they basically went from a bottom feeder to
fourth,
fifth, sixth best.
Yeah, they went from a bottom feeder to just nipping at the heel. They're not the upper crust of the SEC for the last 11 years has been Alabama, Georgia, LSU, and Florida. That's your upper crust. So if you break it, so there's 4. The next group is where you find Texas A&M. Badger Larry is up next. Badger Larry, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm doing okay, Tommy. I feel like it's been 2 weeks of nonstop SEC, so I wanted to at least bring up something that happened last week that didn't get talked about, and that is my Milwaukee Bucks finally won a championship in 50 years.
Yeah.
And things are looking good from my neck of the woods. We got the Brewers in first place. We got the Bucks winning a championship. Aaron Rodgers is in camp. We're good.
Yeah, looking good up there. Yeah, we did talk about it, and what I talked about, here was my takeaway on it. I just love Giannis, the Greek Freak,
Antetokounmpo
is my favorite player in the NBA now. He's my favorite player since Michael Jordan, and I'll tell you why. Because of what he said afterwards. He said it would be easy to go someplace else and win. I did it the hard way. I stayed here and won, and then he signed an extension. Now, I don't know if he'll be there forever, but to me, what he said makes him my favorite player in the NBA.
Yep, and I'll tell you something. He may single-handedly save the NBA. I mean, seriously. There's people like me that refuse to watch. I didn't watch until the final game, the final half of the series, and I've been a Bucks fan forever. So,
yeah.
But they ruined me. But that guy shows class, and he didn't politicize nothing, and he played basketball, and he showed loyalty by signing his contract. And you're right. I mean, he's worth watching. There's no question about it, especially that last game. Oh my God! So,
in this Aaron Rodgers deal, it'll be interesting to see. There's nothing in the language of what I see with this extension or with this new wording of his current deal. They're going to guarantee the end of the deal. That's fine. And they're going to say that, they're going to void the last year of the contract. But there's nothing that says that he's not tied to them for 2022, too. I mean, all they're saying is, we'll try and accommodate you if you want to be traded then. Who knows? At the end of this season, if they go and have a great year and they get him some help, and he might say, no, I'm good. I'll stay for year 18. But this is the best scenario because last year is the peak. There's no way he has another year like last year, so he's got to start going down a little bit. And if he declines at all this year, now 17 years a Packer. Nobody has done that at quarterback for the Packers. Not Bart Starr, not Brett Favre, nobody. So, if you get a good year out of him this year, then maybe it's time to take a look at what did you do? What did you draft in Jordan Love,
Yep. I'm liking it. So,
good times in Milwaukee.
Win the World Series, I'll be tickled.
Nah, it's not going to happen.
Should be a good series this weekend. Going to the Hank Aaron weekend for Brewers and Braves, so it'll be fun on a Sunday to watch you guys go down.
Yeah, I've got to go out of town, otherwise I'd be there.
That is a good series.
I've never been to a Braves Brewers series. I've always wanted to go.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
A lot of fun. You'd be surprised how many come down for that.
Right? No, I mean I saw the billboards up all around Chicago that it says the best fans in the area, and it's all Brewers. Because I mean, I went to a game between the Brewers and the Cubs at Wrigley, and the number of Brewers fans outside the stadium was just insane.
I liked it when Huntsville was a AA and Nashville was a AAA of the Brewers. I liked that because those guys, you'd see, that was an organization that needed to, they didn't go out and buy a lot of players, so those guys came up. And you would see kids play in Huntsville, then you'd see them play in Nashville, and then they'd be in the major leagues. Yeah,
Hunter Morris, a guy that I grew up watching in high school, just a year older than me. I grew up watching him. Played for the Stars, played for the Sounds, got a little bit of time with the Brewers. It was really fun to watch as a hometown kid, being able to do that. Now, I believe he's signed on with Alabama baseball, so congratulations to him if he's listening. And, I've got actually one of the Huntsville Stars jerseys right here, one of their final years of their existence with it's got a Brewers patch on it.
Yeah.
So
good deal.
Good stuff.
I liked it.
I loved it. I liked the Brewers organization actually being a Braves fan. It was crazy because I was a huge Stars guy.
I've always said that if they ever did what I want them to do in Major League Baseball, which is do away with interleague play except for one series, one matchup on either side of the All-Star weekend. Like in other words, I'd have the Yankees and Mets play, then the All-Star break, and then the Yankees and Mets will play again at the other ballpark. Dodgers and Angels, Indians and Guardians and Reds, those kind of things. I always said that because it's imbalanced. What do you do? I would have the Braves and the Brewers play another series because I think the Braves and the Brewers are they're kindred spirits because of the fact that they were the Braves.
I agree.
All right, man. Appreciate you.
Have a good one.
Wouldn't it be cool if the Milwaukee Brewers wore throwback Milwaukee Braves gear against the Atlanta Braves?
And they wore the light blue ones, the jerseys you don't like. But Hank Aaron did wear those jerseys. But yes, I would love to see it. But they are giving away.
No. I'm saying if they threw all the way back to the Milwaukee Braves.
Yeah, no, that's
Well, they didn't wear powder blues back in the 50s.
No, what I mean is because you'd have to have something opposite, obviously, because it would say Braves. But
No, that's what would be cool. It would be Atlanta would have their whites on.
I get
it. Says Atlanta. And then the Braves, then the Milwaukee would wear the grays, would say Braves, and it was a different looking tomahawk. If you go back and look at 1957,
I know what you're talking
Braves.
about. Yeah. No, I'm talking about they would wear that one, and then the Braves would wear the lowercase a that you don't like.
Yeah,
it still says Braves. I get it, but it's the white one. Yeah, the pajamas. Yeah. I still love that jersey. I love the A.
Hank wore that. Wore that.
So that's what I'm saying, to honor him. But they're giving away bobbleheads, I believe, and there's 3 different ones, and it's all different jerseys that he wore.
Is that the first uniform that pops into your head when I say Hank Aaron? You think of the powder, the blue, or what do you think? See, I think when I think of Hank
Milwaukee.
Aaron, I still. Oh, really?
Really?
When I think of Hank Aaron, I think of the Atlanta Braves uniform that they wear now, not the Atlanta Braves uniform they wore in the 70s. I think of him in the 60s playing for the Braves.
You talking about the cream?
Basically.
Yeah.
That would be cool. The cream for the Braves, and then for the Brewers, the road Braves from the 50s. You know what I mean?
That would be pretty sweet. Yeah, because I remember the reason why the M, because of Mississippi Braves, and I'm a Braves guy, trust me. And the M, the M, that's the first thing I remember. Milwaukee Braves.
Kramer on the text window says, regarding my comment about UT and their record, he says, you're not slapping the kid with glasses. You're just stating that Tennessee is the kid wearing glasses and enjoys McDonald's.
Not bad.
Yeah. I mean, I understand what he's I'm just stating a fact. I'm not saying, I wasn't saying anything mean. I was just stating a fact. All right, when we come back, final segment of the show, phone lines remain open. Xavier Howard. I need to point my wrath at Xavier Howard. Time for a little big dog rant. We'll get to that next, right here on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
You're listening to the Thom Abraham Show on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Tom Luganbill here for Woody Anderson Ford. When I was in the Tennessee Valley, one of the things that impressed me the most was the quality of the people. People like Bobby White and his team at Woody Anderson Ford. And now you can experience the tremendous new service lanes and showroom at Woody Anderson Ford, at Jordan and Sparkman, or just stop by for breakfast or lunch at Henry's Mustang Cafe. And in Madison, visit Woody Anderson of Madison on Hughes Road, just south of 72. Like a great college football tradition, always there, Woody Anderson Ford.
Isn't the story of the prodigal son an amazing story? Basically, a rowdy boy who literally wished his father dead, ran away, and consumed his wealth with hard and fast living. Yet the father looked for his return every day, and when the boy got tired of eating pig slop, he decided to return. What did the father do? As soon as he saw that boy, he ran to him, threw his arms around him, and killed the fatted calf for a great celebration. Hey, I'm John Dees, pastor of the Cross Point Church. If you're looking for a church home, come see us, smack dab across the street from the YMCA in Madison.
Hey friends, Eli Gold here for Environmental Comfort Systems. If you're concerned about the air quality inside your home, give my friend Rick Smith a call at Environmental Comfort Systems. Their indoor air quality systems remove 99.9% of indoor air contaminants. Give the trusted professionals at Environmental Comfort Systems a call or visit them online at envcomfort.com and see how comfortable you can be. Breathe cleaner air today. Environmental Comfort Systems, Alabama license number 92314.
Hey, this is Justin with the Furniture Factory Bar and Grill. We'd like to invite you to North Alabama's premier patio bar and grill, where at the factory, we have something going on each and every night. Monday night, steak night. Tuesday night, karaoke. Wednesday night, the Jeep community comes out for Jeep Jam. Thursday, it's bike night, the biggest in the valley. Friday and Saturday, live concerts on our 4,000 square foot patio, along with drink specials and a beautiful staff. What are you waiting on? We will see you at the Furniture Factory Bar and Grill.
I'm attorney Gary Lackey. You know, you'll hear people say we're like a family, but here at the Lackey Law Firm, that's really true, not just a saying.
I'm Justin Lackey. With my father and my sister, we have a special connection to each other.
I'm Jennifer Lackey. At the Lackey Law Firm, when we take on your case, you become part of our family. You really do.
And we'll always do whatever it takes to get everything you deserve.
If you're injured, you worry about getting well, not about paperwork or insurance companies or figuring out how to get to your lawyer's office. I'll come to you.
We worry about your case so you don't have to.
When you've been injured, we know that your case is probably the biggest thing going on in your life. More important than almost anything else.
And it's important to us too, for one simple reason. Family takes care of each other, and at the Lackey Law Firm, we'll take care of you.
The Lackey Law Firm. The Lackey Law Family. 1-800-4-RIGHTS.
No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
TOC Sports has been there for you. Now, you're probably asking yourself, what does that mean? It means for more than 20 years, Alabama's largest orthopedic group has been there providing coverage and care to more schools and student athletes in the Tennessee Valley than any other group. It means whether you are the star football player, the all-region volleyball ace, or someone who hurt their knee in a weekend pickup basketball game, TOC Sports physicians are proud to have the opportunity to care for all your orthopedic needs. It means for parents, coaches, athletes, desk jockeys, or even weekend warriors, TOC Sports physicians continue to meet and exceed the orthopedic and sports medicine needs of our community. But most importantly, during these challenging times, we're here for you now, and will continue to be here. So as long as there are players on the field, games to be played, and contests to be won, the orthopedic specialists from TOC Sports will be ready to help. We don't know what the future holds, but you can count on the TOC Sports team to stay committed to you, so you can stay in the game. Call 256-539-2728 today and ask to see a TOC Sports physician. Check them out online, also Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
The division is on the line every night as our Atlanta Braves fight for the National League East crown.
1-2, swung on, hit high and deep to center. This has got a chance. Back is Quinn, he leaps up, he didn't get it, home run.
Tonight, the big division battles roll on from Citi Field in New York as the Braves look for a National League East win against division rivals, the New York Mets. Braves Radio goes on the air at 5:55 Eastern, 4:55 Central on the Braves Radio Network.
From the WZDX Pinpoint Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. A fair mix of sunshine and cloud cover will actually make for a pretty pleasant Friday across North Alabama, southern Middle Tennessee. Temperatures climbing into the mid and upper 80s. Pretty confident that some of us could see the lower 90s. It'll be a bit hazy this afternoon. Air quality not the greatest for the most sensitive groups of people. Scattered showers and thunderstorms are going to be possible this afternoon. That activity is going to be hard to come by at the end of the day. Most of us probably going to stay dry. Temperatures dropping into the upper 60s and lower 70s through the overnight. Plenty of sunshine for your Saturday. Isolated showers possible. Temperatures hanging out in the upper 80s and lower 90s. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your home for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Football season is here.
Got a touchdown on a slant play. Rayleigh Cooper a catch. Oh my!
97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Surprise there, Britt. Welcome back, Thom. I remember on Friday, brunch with the big dog. We're going to be at Bubby's Diner, Whitesburg Lane, and that is right off of down where Whitesburg pretty near hits the South Memorial Parkway. So you take the South Memorial Parkway down to Whitesburg, you make a left, and it's right there. Am I lying, Grizz? Am I hitting it or right?
Yeah, right, like literally, like right at the train tracks, right on Weatherly, right when Whitesburg ends going onto the Parkway. It's the old Gibsons, like you said, the old Gibsons building.
I didn't
you should
say
know
the old
by
Gibsons,
that building alone.
I don't know the old Gibsons. I never heard of the Gibsons, but I know that the
little Gibsons.
Little Gibsons. Anyway, so it's Bubby's Diner. We'll be there, and I've got a limited number of $25 gift certificates. All you got to do is come in and say the phrase that pays.
How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing?
8412 Whitesburg Drive.
Yeah, 8412. In other words, right near South Memorial Parkway.
Where
right
old Pete's Soccer Shop used to be.
Oh, there you go. Everybody knows the old Pete's Soccer Shop.
Are you serious? If you live in Huntsville, you know what I'm talking about. But you don't.
I lived in Huntsville for years. Pete's Soccer Shop. You got to be a soccer person to like Pete's Soccer Shop.
That shop has been there for years.
Is it still there?
No.
Why?
It's like, I can't remember what it is now.
Yeah. There you go.
Clothing store or something.
Exactly.
But I still know it by the building.
I thought soccer was the
no, it was like one of those places. It's like it was like locally ran where you could get like soccer equipment.
Yeah.
It was like
right.
their own Hibbits.
Are they still there? No. Exactly.
Don't rub it in.
I'm just saying. Bubbies. Come on out, say the phrase that pays, get a $25 gift certificate. While supplies, I don't have an unlimited amount of them, okay? But while supplies last. And stay tuned for details as well for something really, really cool that we have got coming up. Tomorrow, we're going to make our DFL announcement, okay? And then sometime in the next week, we're going to tell you about another really cool thing that we got going on. I mean, it's on now, man. I mean, it's fin to be August. It's on like Donkey Kong. Xavier Howard, the defensive back out of Baylor, that is a nice DB for the Miami Dolphins. Pretty good defensive back. He reported to camp because he wants to avoid the fines. And he said this: I've given my heart and soul to the Miami Dolphins franchise since they drafted me in 2016, and I want to make it clear that I love my teammates. They are my family, but what I've learned is that the business side of the NFL proves organizations don't always have a player's best interest at heart. My experience with the Dolphins the past few seasons has taught me that. In 2018, I signed an extension that I'll admit I didn't completely understand or feel comfortable with. I've played on that deal for 2 seasons and didn't complain. But everyone knows I've significantly outperformed that deal. I'm one of the best cornerbacks in the NFL, and the tape backs up that claim. The assignments I'm given, shadowing the opposition's best player with little help, proves my value, my worth. Yet I am the second highest paid corner on my own team, and it's not even close. I want to clear up a few misconceptions about my situation. My agent, David Cantor, and I have never once asked for a completely new contract. We wanted things to work out with the Dolphins and brought up solutions to the table, like guaranteeing more money that we felt were win-wins for both sides. They were proposals and adjustments that wouldn't just make sense for me and made me feel more respected, but were also cap-friendly. But the Dolphins refused everything we proposed. That's why I don't feel the organization has dealt with me in good faith. I don't feel valued or respected by the Dolphins. Just like they can take a business-first approach, so can I. What does that mean? That's why I want to make it clear I'm not happy, and I've requested a trade. Until that trade happens, I am here just to avoid the fines, and will handle myself like professionals do. Oh, this is real professional. Okay, you piece of crap. Let me start with this here. You're the 6th highest paid defensive back in the NFL. You may be in the top 6 defensive backs in the NFL, but you are the 6th highest paid defensive back. After 2 years in the NFL, they gave you a deal that's worth $15 million a year. $15 million a year. You are not outperforming a $15 million a year contract. You signed the contract. You say that you signed a deal that you didn't understand. Then why'd you sign it? Then who is the idiot? You or your agent? $15 million a year. That's not good faith. They pay you $15 million a year, and you play as best as you can. You think you're one of the best corners in the NFL? You probably are one of the best corners in the NFL, and you are paid like one of the best corners in the NFL. Shut your friggin' mouth and play out your contract. Now, when you get to the 4th year of the contract, at that point in time on this 5-year deal, if you want to talk about having your deal redone or extended or whatever, then fine. You deal with it then. You're 2 years into a 5-year deal that, did I mention, pays you $15 million a year. This is the kind of stuff that drives people away from professional sports. This is the kind of stuff that makes people want to turn their back. If this kid plays like crap, if this kid gets burned in a couple of games, is he going to give back his game check? Is he going to say, well, I didn't hold up my end of the deal, so here's some money back? Are you kidding me? How myopic is this? $15 million a year. You're the 6th highest paid cornerback. You are making 6 times more than Denzel Ward is making at the Cleveland Browns. And I'll take Denzel Ward over you every day of the week, Grizz.
Yeah, and the guy that's opposite of him, Byron Jones, is making like $16.4 million a year. He got a deal last year that's worth like $82-something million.
That's what he said. The kid said, I'm not even the highest paid.
It's because he's probably jealous he's getting paid $1 million less.
So what? You signed your deal. He signed his deal. Just do your thing. $15 million a year. I'm being disrespected. They're not treating me with good faith. They're paying you the $15 million a year that you signed a contract for. It's the kind of stuff that drives me absolutely nuts. I don't mean to end it on a negative, but I couldn't let that one slip by. Couldn't let it slip by. All right, coming up next, it's Chuck Oliver Show. And then Paul Feinbaum.